I closed, 5 clients at $10,000 in my credit and funding business and made $50,000. Like, I don't think you understand it's like a video game. When you watch your money just kind of go so quickly. And, when I think back, on how that happened, I really just went all in.
Yes, sir. What's going on, family? It's your man, Mr. Law of Attraction in the Cup with my man, Brandon. We go back many, many years. Bro, this shit's going to be coming up on 5 years. Because at the end of this month will be my 5-year mark time with Bob Proctor. So, bro, you came in and at least my first 9 months in business. And so here we are 4 years later, going on 5 years later, man. And to see what you've done, man, to not only have this friendship, I think out of all the clients, you're like one of the guys that we definitely have had a nice relationship over the last years. Just checking up on each other. How's your son? How's life? Where you traveling to? Things like this. And that's what the best
boys now.
Oh, snap. Okay. We'll get that private note. But you know what I'm saying? Like, just to be able to catch up and to see that what you've been able to do over the last couple of years. So let's talk about that quantum jump. That first 0 to 50K a month. Now let's go ahead and we'll be kind of transparent. There's a couple things that I need you guys to understand that are watching this. If you're watching this video right now, you're probably on the fence of law of attraction. You're on the fence of working with me. You're on the fence of like, can this material work for you? Let me tell you this. It doesn't matter how much we're earning now. Brandon and I've been doing this over 4 years. He's been doing the program for 4 years. I've been doing it for 5 years. So it's like, it's not how much we're earning now. It's about that first jump, and we'll be talking about in a second. It's that first jump, that first 0 to 100. That's what happened to me. That first 0 to 50, what happened to Brandon first 30 days. That is the first one, and Brandon said it perfectly. But anyways, I don't want to steal his light. He's the star of today's show. Brandon, what's going on, my man? How you doing? Tell the people where you're from, what you do. How was that first jump, and let's talk about it, man.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Brandon Westbrook. So I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. But I've lived in Florida, Colorado. I'm prior military, so served in the Army for 8 years. I'm a certified welder. I'm also, licensed in insurance, and a lot of different things, man. I can't really say I'm a jack of all trades, not a master of none, because this is something that I will continue to master. It was this program. So I was already, doing pretty good in my business, making a couple grand here, having a couple, 10K months, but nothing that would just like that life altering, blew your mind type stuff, where I was able to change, location. Location money is a different type of money. So, I met Andre just kind of scrolling through Instagram, and I, just make a long story short, I was struggling with joining the group, joining the club, because it wasn't that I didn't want it. It was $7,000. And, I had the money, but I was just like, man, why would I even do something like this? And DeAndre made it really simple. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not for you, then I can't. He doesn't really push you. He doesn't force you. He puts your goals back on you. What is your goals? What are your dreams? And are you going to go from there? Are you going to make a decision to go all in? So I purchased it. I did that, and fast forward 30 days from there, I was literally looking at my account. Like, it was just a fun game for me. And I closed, 5 clients at $10,000 in my credit and funding business and made $50,000. Like, I don't think you understand it's like a video game. When you watch your money just kind of go so quickly. And, when I think back, on how that happened, I really just went all in. I went all in into the information. I went all into understanding that, I can transform my life just by not just thinking, but just taking that action. And sometimes that action is just you getting out of your own way. That was pretty much it, man. Like, I just got out of my own way.
What does that mean exactly? Like, to get out of your own way? Because that, honestly, brother, like, that's what I noticed for most 6-figure clients that are coming in. By the way, who's the best person for our program? It's a 6-figure solopreneur. You're in business by yourself. Maybe you have 1 or 2 VAs or employees, but you're mostly by yourself. You're in the 6-figure range. You've been stuck in inconsistent at the 6-figure range, but you want to go to the multi-6, if not 7-figure level. So if that's you, you're in the perfect spot. So Brandon, people are coming in here, and these 6-figure solopreneurs are exactly what you just said. I get onto them, and they hit me with all their anxiety. I'm trying this funnel. I'm trying this. I'm trying that. And the first thing I tell them is do nothing. I want you to stop funnel, start ads, stop all those strategies that you've been stressing out over the last 3 months. Stop that for the next 2 weeks and do nothing other than study this and then hang out with your kids or do whatever you want to do, but do no business strategy. And typically 2 to 3 weeks in, they quantum leap. So I've seen that happen. Like, what kind of happened for you?
So I didn't even have a funnel. Everything I did from that time was through Instagram. I had 900 followers during that time. That went to 17,000 followers during that time. That was like in a 6 month span, and I made $300,000 in 6 months. Like it was just like it was it was so crazy because I was just like, what is going on? And that was the mistake. Because what happens is you start to almost quantify what's happening in your life instead of just allowing it to happen. It's an allowing, it's a flow. And like when you see a stream, it's just flowing, just easily, seamlessly. And then you put a rock there and just stops the flow. I feel like that's what happens. Like when I mean by getting in your own way, you're just stopping your flow for whatever reason. Like you said, you're trying to get more information. You're trying to do more funnels. You're trying to do more systems. And a lot of times that's not even what you need. A lot of times it's just you need to continue to allow the information to get in here. Because yes, it's in here, but until it gets in here in your
Mm,
heart, nothing changes. Nothing
that's a
flows,
bar.
bro.
That's a
We had
bar,
such
bro.
a
That's a
like
bar.
we had such a like I remember being at your apartment, the tallest building in Miami, tallest building in Miami. You're seeing rappers, you're seeing actors, you're seeing models. I'm talking about just upper echelon type of people, you guys, and it felt natural. And it's like once you stop doubting your position and where God wants you to be, like all these principles that we're doing are biblical principles. Like I can literally go back to everything DeAndre teaches and it's in the Bible. I'm not saying, for anybody's religious or anything. It's just for me, it just aligns with like God wants the best for me. So why not align with the best? So when I invest in DeAndre, I felt like I was investing in alignment with self.
Okay. So, brother, well, I'm on a mission right now. There's people that come in here that will take this information, get absolutely no results. Then people come in here and they'll quantum leap, such as yourself. What do you think if you were to like kind of put yourself as character A and character B being the person that took the same program that didn't get results? What would you say that you did that character B did not do or is not doing that you got results and they're not, even though they have the same information, same TIR, same all that stuff? What do you think separated you?
Do you think, and you're an athlete, do you think Kobe Bryant ever went into a game thinking he was going to lose?
Absolutely not.
I think what people do is that they go into it almost half, you know what, and like they don't in their mind is like okay, they invested, they joined the group and stuff like that, but I feel like they also didn't, at least if I'm character B that didn't get results, I went into it thinking that, you know what, maybe this will work and maybe it won't. When
Mm.
I invested that money, I was like, oh, this is gonna work.
I know what I'm saying, bro. When I put on my grandpa's credit card, I said, this shit better
Like,
work,
you
bro.
put 30K on a credit card. So I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
man, this is going to work,
Yeah.
And within 30 days, I made back my investment in much, much more, obviously. So I think that's the thing. Like, I never go into anything thinking like, oh, maybe this will work. No, no, no. This is going to work. This has to work. And that's how I approached it. I was, DeAndre said, get your gold card. I got my gold card. DeAndre said, study this 2 times a day. I did it 2 times a day. So DeAndre said, listen, not only just watch it, do the workbook, for a minute. Like I wasn't doing the workbook. I was like, you know what? Let me get into this workbook because the workbook starts to work through that paradigm. The paradigm shift is in the workbook to me. Yes, you can watch it. Yes, you can listen to it. But if you're not doing that work, you're not going to get those results. So you can't be like, oh, I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to do that. Or I'm going to do it this way. I'm not going to do it that way. You literally give specific instructions on how to do this.
Yeah.
And I feel like some people are probably not because this is
Yeah.
such a on you type of thing that this is probably the first time in a lot of people's lives that something is put on them where nobody's coming to save you.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming to make this work for you. Like it obviously works. There's other people in the group where there's examples that are getting results. And the Bible says God has no respect to persons. What that means is that what God would do for someone else, he would do for you. He has that same love for each and every one of you. And you have to have such a love about this process because it's your process. You have to have such a love about yourself because I feel like that's also the greatest frequency when it comes to understanding this information. You gotta love yourself through this, man. DeAndre put 30K on a credit card. He had to love himself through that couch to getting, quantum lease information, because like in my credit business, like even now I was getting sporadic sales, like 5K here, 10K here, 15K here. And I was like, you know what? Enough. I don't want another sale until I'm getting 50 plus people paying $2,500 a month. That's $100,000 a month. And guess what? I haven't got a sale since then because I know it's coming. And you have to stay on that path to know that it's coming. If you stop, of course, it's not coming.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. So character A understands going into this, oh, it's going to work. Character B, you're half-assing it and you are not going about it doing each and everything that DeAndre says. You're not on the calls. You're not in the workbook. You're not listening to it twice a day. You're not watching it twice a day. Like those are pretty much simple things in my belief.
Same thing Bob Proctor told me. He said, if you follow this for 6 months, you need a telescope to look back at your life. So I did exactly what he said. It also worked for me. It also worked for you. So you have actually a unique position here because you've been doing this. You were actually one of my OG clients back when I was working with Bob Proctor. Now we have the new Quantum Leap program, very similar to what we were doing back then. So you're now in the trenches now, 4 years doing this. What would you tell yourself then, what you know now? Because you still study to this day, you still working to this day. You're 4 years into this. What has changed? What is the same? And what would you tell your past version of yourself, knowing what you know now after 4 years of study of this material?
I would say 4 years ago, what I would tell myself is stay the course. Stay the course because when all those quantum leap things happen, I tried to add so much to my life. A girlfriend, spouse, cars and all these different things. I tried to add all these things because I felt like I made it. So I wouldn't tell myself that I made it yet. I was just telling myself I got to another level and you still got work to do. You
Hmm.
know, don't take your foot off the gas, because when it's happening, it sounds good, it feels good, but I think sometimes you can get caught up in the wins. You know what I mean? Like in the NBA, it's an 82 game season, but then it's 20 games in the playoffs. Season not over. You know what I'm saying? We're here for championships. So I need to make sure that I identify what my championships look like. Whatever that is, I need to make sure that I go get that instead of focusing on or slipping focus and thinking that, oh, I already got it all together. I already know what I'm doing. So now I work the workbook like I've never seen it before. You have to have that type of humble approach to it. I work the workbook like I've never seen it before because guess what? I'm not the same Brandon that I was 4 years ago. I'm a dad, a single dad of two kids.
Yeah.
So this Brandon is different than that Brandon. So I still have to work like I just got it. Work like I still invested 7K in that. Because I feel like sometimes you buy stuff and you don't think about it. Look at your Rolex right now. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you bought it, but that's a trophy to remind you how far you come. So
Yeah.
we have to I have to remember how far I come. I got a $10,000 setup right now that I'm talking to you on. This is a $10,000 setup, top to bottom, air cooled, the whole bells and whistles, right? That's a trophy. So just being humble and remembering where I started and where I am, and knowing that guess what, the manifestation is going to be four times bigger because I'm four times in it. I've
Hmm.
been through the program. I go through the program like 3 times a year, bro, like
Yeah, I
over
was
and
about to
over.
say that's kind of like my next question. So some people will come in here, and there's two type of people that are potentially watching this video. Some of them already left the version, the first version. First version is the brokies. Brokies are the guys that they want to manifest a lottery win. They want to manifest, money overnight for doing nothing, something for nothing type people. And they're the people that I've noticed they're always chasing new information. They're like, oh, I've heard this before. I heard this before. They watch my video, they jump to the next YouTube guy, the next guy, the next guy, the next book. They're jumping around. Okay.
Mhm.
Even though they're the most broke and most ones not getting results. Then we have the people such as yourself and the people that my clients that are getting results, where it's just like it'll be years, if not multiple times, that they'll go through the same program. Why go through the same program? Like, why really do the repetition? Why not jump around to the next thing or the next course or the next thing? Like, why like fall so much on this repetition? Like, what does this mean to you?
Because I feel like, don't get me wrong, I went through a season of jumping around because I was like, man, I need another 50K a month. But what I came to and I realized that, you know what? Jumping around is just restarting the process over and over and over. When you jump around, you realize that, okay, this person, like I've listened and read Joe Dispenza, Tony Robbins, Earl Nightingale, Napoleon Hill. Like I've done all those things and they all say the same thing in their own way. And
Mm-hmm.
when I realized that I joined a community, 'cause I'm not in the Earl Nightingale community. I'm not in the Napoleon Hill community. I'm in the Bob Proctor DeAndre Saxon community, and I realized that I already invested in where I needed to be. I just need to be here long enough to continue to transform and process. Like, I give you a perfect example. I watched one of your other clients, OG clients, Araceli,
Mm,
literally quantum leap
mm,
year after year after year after year. I don't think it's not one month where she's not making over 100,000, $150,000 a month. And
mm.
when I talk to her still to this day, she's living in Austin, Texas, married, a mom, you know, living in a damn near a mansion type stuff. And I asked her like, what changed? She was like, when she was in the group, she saw what she could be and she just went for it. She still uses the information today. Like she saw what she could be. And like, I got a glimpse of the life I know that I deserve and I can have. And I realized that that happened here. Why am I going
Mm,
somewhere else?
mm,
That don't make sense. You know what
mm.
I mean? If I won a championship here, why am I going somewhere else? I won here. So I'm going to be here and continue to transform. Like there's so many things that you have given me that I still continue to work through and learn, you know? So the repetition is just the unpeeling to new self. The
Yeah,
repetition is helping me get to that next level. Because guess what? When I get to another level, when I'm doing $100,000, $200,000 a month, guess what? That's another level that I have to learn branding.
yeah. Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
you're tapped in, bro. Like I'm learning from you right now, bro. I feel like you're just tapped into the law of authenticity, and those are watching can probably feel that as well. You speak in a calm manner. I think you're just right in the right place. And I totally forgot about Sally. Yeah, she has quantumly dramatically since then. I mean, obviously, it was whatever. I don't want to speak
And
on
guess
camera
what?
about
And guess
that,
what,
but
guys?
yeah,
Guess what? I helped her get from the 400s to the 700s in her credit score, in her credit journey. You know, this is what I do. I get to be a part of so many people's quantum leaps because what you have to realize when you get in business, when you start to understand that you want to increase your purchasing power, you don't want to do that with your own finances.
yeah.
So when you continue
Actually,
to
that's
do
a
those
shout out to
things,
you, bro. You're the one that helped me get my Amex card. I got my Amex. I got my Chess Sapphire Reserve. When I met Brandon, my shit was. Remember, guys, before Point Quantum Leap, I was 10K in creditors calling me. I had a 430 credit score. I hired these guys to help me out, and it was like a course or something. I still had to do it myself. I was waiting like
yeah,
3 months, nothing happened, and then Brandon came in as a client. So obviously, I'm gonna do business with him. Paid him. He fixed my shit. I got up to 750. Got my Amex card. I got my Sapphire Reserve. I think it came in first with a 28K limit. And I was just like, boom. And I think that was personal as well. So it's
yeah.
like Brandon came
Mhm.
and fixed my stuff. So that definitely shout out to Brandon on that. And we'll talk about that in a minute where they can find you. But Brandon, so what's the difference between somebody coming in here and taking, say, our Quantum Leap program with the Bob Proctor and all this kind of stuff, the program that I offer, and reading a book like this or watching another YouTube video? What do you think is the separate? Why should somebody sit here being like, man, I could just read the book? Why would I want to come in here and spend 8 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand when I can just read the book? What would you say to that person?
I would say, like, I would reiterate what I said earlier, the community aspect and being part of something that's also bigger than yourself. And it feels good to be surrounded by winners. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you can read the book, but like, who do you have? You don't have a soundboard to bounce off, you know, and there's this, what is it? I believe it's in the course actually. When there's two or three that come together, like there's
Mastermind.
like
Yeah.
it's a mastermind, you know. So you're able to link minds with other people. I remember back in the OG time where DeAndre has sent us into these random groups with two people, kind of being able to bounce off each other like a soundboard and talk about the information. So not only did you get DeAndre perspective, then you got your perspective, you got somebody else's perspective. Like it was so beautiful and amazing because two people get those aha moments and then you go quantum leap, you go
Mm.
attack the next day. So I think that's the best thing also in understanding like this is Mr. Law of Attraction. Where why are you going somewhere else and everything like that? Like I've literally watched this man go from 500 subscribers, 500 views to like 20,000 subscribers in 6 months. Like who's doing that? Like the results are here. The things that are happening here, I feel like it oozes out of everyone else, and it has no other place to go but to onto you, into your life, into your family's life. And I just feel like because I've been through it, and anytime I feel like I've got off course in my life, I come back right here, and that's the best thing.
I love that. I love that, Brandon. And guys, I want to go ahead and this is a perfect transition. Now we've been here for a couple of minutes. If you've been on the fence, a lot of you guys that are watching this, even up to this point right now, you're on the fence. You're wanting to work with me, but you just wanted to hear a little bit more trust. Go ahead and get started with us. Go ahead and check the link below. What you're going to do is you're going to watch a nice little video that I created just for you that talks about what the program looks like. It talks about having a call with myself where we get or my team where we talk about quantum leaping you to the next level. Who's the perfect person for us? Guys just like Brandon, guys that are solopreneurs, six figures, right? When I say six figure, you can be anywhere from like 6 to 15K a month, but your desire is to be at the multi six, meaning more than 50K a month up to the 7 figure level. That's what you're looking for. If you hired a bunch of coaches before and it's been inconsistent or stuck, or it's been what do you call it, like temporary results, then you're in the right place. You have deep down know that it's not an outside strategy, that you have to look within. But how do you actually do that? How do you actually work on your mindset in a step-by-step system? Well, you can do what I've been doing, which is working with Mr. Bob Proctor, myself, and the strategies that I've learned over the last 5 years. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and click the link below, get started, book a call with myself. You might even hear from Brandon. You might even have a call with Brandon in there. So go ahead and check that link below. But Brandon, how can people find you? Especially about the credit stuff. People need credit to leverage. Dude, I wouldn't be able to be where I'm at now without credit. I was literally on the phone with Amex right now, buying my apartment in Bali. I'm going to Bali next month. So it's like, how can people find you? And then like, let's talk about like, what are the services that you're offering that you might be able to help people with?
Okay, so my Instagram is the dot, like just the point thing, and Don Collection, DonCollection. So basically, you can DM me, find me there. We do credit, we do funding, which is a big thing because understanding that you need structure and you need purchasing power when it comes to your business. We also do credit structure. We also do business structure. So if you need to set up your business correctly, your LLC correctly to get prepared for funding, we also can help you with that as well. So you can guys, can reach me there. We do. I used to do free consultations, man, but I don't do free consultations no more.
Yeah, I feel that.
I really decided, like, okay, if I want to quantum leap, I got to change some things in my business. So I gave all these specials towards the end of the year and like, hey, don't think I didn't offer it to you guys. So you can set up a consultation and we'll work out and everything from there. And that's pretty much it, man.
Let's do it. Awesome, Brandon. Thank you so much for your time. Go ahead and check them out below. Thank you for that. And like I said, go ahead and book a call with us but next, and we'll quantum leap to the next level. See you guys soon.